I'm here in Spokane, Washington at 4th and Cannon to explore Washington's second city via Spokane Transit Authority's BRT service, the City Line. Who knew black and purple went so hard? Let's get on, connect, and find a comfortable seat on this 5-doored New Flyer XE60. Before I even make my way to the seat, we're off. While we loop around Coeur d'Alene Park, let's talk a little bit about the plan. One of my favorite ways to explore a city is to ride through it via public transit. Spokane's City Line opened on July 15, 2023 as the city's first bus rapid transit line. Personally, I think we need a new term for services like this though, but that's besides the point. Its routing hits many of the city's key destinations as it stretches from here in Browne's Addition through downtown Spokane and the University District before reaching the eastern terminus at Spokane Community College. I'll be riding it from end to end and then back again before exploring some of the city near its path. Once we loop around the park, the bus turns east on Pacific Street through the neighborhood. I'm such a sucker for cute little commercial nodes in the middle of neighborhoods like this, especially neighborhoods filled with such adorable housing stock. It is also along this road we have our first left-hand platform stops. Cool. Pacific Street ends and we begin to merge onto First Avenue. As we continue west, downtown's buildings come into view. If you like century-old brick buildings, I know I sure do, it's absolutely beautiful in the morning glow. The elevated rail tracks really help to demarcate the southern boundary of downtown Spokane well. The former steam plant also helps to give the area a sense of place. We turn north on Wall to stop across the street from STA Plaza, the main bus hub for the city, before continuing north to turn east on Riverside. We pass by what may be the most beautiful parking structure ever constructed, the Parkade. So simple, yet it blends in near flawlessly. As I continue westward on the New Flyer, these stops here are floating island stops with a brand new bike lane running between them and the sidewalk. It's really great to see so many cafes, restaurants, and shops occupying the street-level spaces in these historic buildings. Absolutely charming. At Pine Street, we turn north for a block before turning back east on East Spokane Falls Boulevard through the University District. This neighborhood spans both sides of the Spokane River and is home to Gonzaga University, but also has branch campuses for Washington State University and Eastern Washington University. Whitworth and University of Washington also have a presence in the area. The road curves slightly right before we pass over this placid section of the Spokane River. Immediately, we are in the Gonzaga University realm and the bus turns north on Cincinnati Street. There must be some strict speed restrictions on this road as the buses literally crawl through here. Eventually, we turn east again once we reach East Mission Avenue. Spokane has a fantastic park system with big showstoppers like Manitou Park south of downtown, but also great neighborhood parks like Mission Park here and the Witter Aquatic Center. The routing takes us over the Spokane River again as we enter in the Chief Garry Park neighborhood. We continue westward, passing many century-old homes and then the literal Chief Garry Park that gives this whole neighborhood its name. Play ball! Industrial begins to replace residential as we near and cross North Green Street, and after following the rail tracks a few blocks, we turn into the eastern terminus stop on the City Line, Spokane Community College. When the vehicle comes to a stop, I leave the black and lilac interior and exit out into the transit center, which was relocated to this side of the campus in 2019. Are those vehicle chargers? This would explain why the buses lay over at this end rather than where I started. Juice up, buddy. You've been working hard getting people to where they need to go. You deserve it. It was also here that I realized that the purple livery is probably due to Spokane being the lilac city. And black? Well, they're just baddies like that. Spokane Transit Authority knows how to build transit centers. Everyone I went to on this trip looked brand new like this. But as a pale-skinned, web-footed coastie, I could use a lot more shade. In mere moments, I spot the Route 1, the City Line's route number, pulling up to its bay, so I decide it's time to make my way over there. Only a few stops like this one have boopers, fare validators, on platform, but they are also on the vehicle, so I board, connect on, and take my preferred seat. Soon, the battery-powered bus is leaving the station to head back towards Mission Ave. The main reason this route is considered a bus rapid transit route is due to the frequencies. For a city with a population of 228,000 in 2020, it's pretty phenomenal. With peak headways of only 7.5 minutes on weekdays, you never have to wait for the bus for long. We head west past the Spokane Community College campus, and soon we see the $2.2 billion freeway project, the North Spokane Corridor, cutting through the area. The northern section is already open, with this southern section planned to debut in 2030. The routing then takes us back through the Chief Garry Park neighborhood. It's here that I just had to bask in the smooth sounds of the electric bus cruising down the road. These in-vehicle information boards are among the best that I've ever seen. They tell you where you are on the route, what doors will open at the next stop, agency information, etc. All with not a single advertisement on the entire vehicle, just the occasional furry musician reminding people to be respectful. We pass a stop in process of taking its regular shower and a few more cute homes before we're crossing over the Spokane River. On the other side, what a surprise! More beautiful old homes lining the road. Nifty, another left side stop here. After passing by a grocer, we turn back south on Cincinnati. The neighborhood here to the north of Gonzaga looks great. The Bing Crosby house would be just a few blocks over that way. We continue through the university, and here we can see another reason why this is considered a rapid route. It's the ease of use due to the near-level boarding at the stops. Look how quick it is to bring a bike on this bus with the internal racks. It only takes seconds. This also helps speed up the boarding of users with mobility devices, as they can just enter in one of the forward doors, roll on, and be secured without the driver having to leave their seat. It sounds trivial, but these improvements really add up to making an efficient trip. After turning westbound back on Spokane Falls Boulevard, we are soon crossing over the Spokane River yet again as we proceed through the University District. Heading this way, we do get a much better look at WSU's satellite campus here. The New Flyer then makes its way back to Riverside through the east end of downtown. Spokane's downtown has a cohesion to its appearance, most likely due to the fact that many of its buildings were all designed by one person after the Great Spokane Fire. Also, probably it helps to explain why they're all made out of brick. Once we see the River Place Mall, we make our way a block south to Sprague to stop right in front of STA Plaza. Opening in 1995, the plaza is the hub of Spokane Transit's network. With over 20 routes stopping here, it shouldn't be too surprising that about 25% of all boardings in the system occur at this single point. We then continue to press west through the historic downtown area before we make the bend into Browne's Addition. The single-family home residences blend extremely well with the multifamily buildings in this tree-covered neighborhood. After just a couple minutes, we are turning in front of Coeur d'Alene Park, which means we are beginning to approach the western terminus where I began the ride earlier this morning, at 4th and Cannon. I pull the cord, wait for the bus to come to a complete stop, and exit the vehicle. Of course, I had to wait to watch it leave first. Historically, Browne's Addition here was the wealthier residential area around, and much of that still lingers today. More multifamily housing was built over the decades, and now this is also Spokane's most densely populated neighborhood. Also makes sense why the city's first public park was built here, Coeur d'Alene Park. Work began in 1887, but the city didn't have a parks department set up yet, so it took years for even grass to be planted. What in the agrabah is that? That's the gazebo/bandstand originally constructed in 1889, rebuilt in 1990, and again in 2013. But I'm a simple guy. I'm perfectly content just walking through these ponderosa pines. But I can't just walk by them. You have to get right up in that distinctive bark and take a deep whiff. Smells like vanilla or just dessert in general. It's delicious. Dang! The houses around here are unreal, like this 1897 stunner, the Patsy Clark Mansion. The view from that turret has got to be good. Alright, let's head back to the City Line stop and make our way to our next destination in downtown. Most City Line stops are very similar. They have glass shelters with a bit of seating and/or those leaner bench things, refuse containers, and the really fantastic digital information boards with real-time tracking and service information. Pretty great considering a bus is generally just a few minutes away. My ride pulls up, I connect on, and the driver is quite confused as they recognize me from an earlier trip. I just had to laugh and explain that I'm exploring the city by the City Line and that he might see me again later. I then take my seat as we circle around back towards downtown. I decided to alight at First and Adams to get some extra steps in. But don't worry, I made sure to watch it depart. I ended up walking a few blocks north to Riverside Avenue. Holy guacamole! Just look at this architecture. Between Riverside Place, the cathedral, and what may be my favorite building in the city, the Review Building, still home to its namesake, the Spokesman Review. I continue to make my way in the direction of the river, taking a moment to say hello to Honest Abe, and when I see the bright STA vehicle crossing over the Monroe Street Bridge, I know I'm in for a treat. Oh yeah, that's the stuff right there. Just look at those gondolas hanging above the lower Spokane Falls. It's mesmerizing. Often considered the largest urban waterfall in the country, the falls here literally helped power the development of the city. Thankfully, that industry has since been replaced and turned into a place for the enjoyment of the people instead. I walk around to the plaza in front of the Art Deco Spokane City Hall before I make my way down to just above the Monroe Street Dam itself. From there, I make my way around the narrow path around the brick building that used to be the Post Street substation, built in 1910. It powered the early city, including its new streetlights and its fairly extensive streetcar system. After climbing up those stairs, we are firmly in Riverfront Park, designed and built for the 1974 World's Fair. But before we get into that, I gotta get a view from this almost pedestrianized Post Street Bridge. From here we can see the redeveloping north bank of the Spokane River, the upper Spokane Falls on both sides of Sonoma, formerly known as Canada Island, due to the location being used for the Canada Pavilion during Expo 74, and even the tip of the famous clock tower. The call of the rushing water got me, so I had to take a closer look. Such a fantastic amenity for the city to have. I continue to follow the river east, and whoa! Is that a bighorn sheep? Oh, it's just art again. Once I climb up the steps, one of Spokane's icons greet me. The structure there was built to be the U.S. Pavilion for the Expo. It's been updated and upgraded and is now a fantastic space for community to gather or just somewhere to hang out. I head south a bit to the more southern branch of the river. Although the water looks calm and inviting, just remember the message from this strongly worded sign. As previously mentioned, this area of the city was extremely industrial and the railroad companies had their yards, depots, and terminals all in the area. The Great Northern Clock Tower there is a reminder of where the passenger terminal used to be. As much as I love trains, reclaiming this space for the citizens was possibly the best decision that the city has ever made. I walk across the pedestrian bridge to get to something that I am unreasonably excited about. What is it, you say? Another Spokane icon? The garbage goat? What? Just look at that regal guy standing in his basalt throne. I like your beard. I got my garbage in hand and pressed the mealtime button. And dang, dude must have been starving. He scarfed that right out of my hands. I walk around the old Germany pavilion, now home to the carousel, and end up crossing the street back into downtown. I figured it was time to get back to the star of the show, the City Line, so I walked the block and, aw shucks, I just missed it. Oh well, the next one is just a couple minutes away, so I decide to walk up one stop to SDA Plaza, where it's easy to foam over multiple vehicles and routes. After what felt like mere minutes, the new flyer is pulling up to my stop. I board through the rear door, connect on, and find my seat as I'm going to take this back out to SCC. For research, but also just because it's fun. I'm having the time of my life here, just getting shots of the five-doored beauty cruising down the streets of Spokane. I give up trying to figure out why I find this so enjoyable, and realized, that doesn't matter. Life's short, unlike this articulated bus. You may have noticed that I have been using a physical Connect card. That's by design, as STA's virtual eConnect cards use QR codes. I loathe those. The info screens here even have to play this how-to ad frequently to explain how to use it. The QR codes never seem to read quickly, so whenever I try to, I have to frantically move my phone around while other passengers wait. My anxiety keeps climbing as my phone is hovering over every inch of the reader. No thanks. Why can't it just be RFID? We make it back to Spokane Community College and I exit the vehicle hoping to see this one charge up. Looks like that one already is. Uh-oh. That one needs to get out of the way first. I don't know what's going on. Turns out this one may already be full of energy, so no need to juice up here. Uh-huh, you know what it is. Yeah, black and purple, black and purple, black and purple. It's time to take the chariot back to downtown. I make my way down to the correct bay, and shortly my next ride is already pulling on up. I enter through the forward door, connect on yet again, and make my way back to my seat. As soon as I do, the stubby thumb of approval makes my internal thoughts known. As we make the journey back to downtown, let's recap a bit. Spokane Transit Authority's Route 1, the City Line, is the first BRT line in the east side of the state. Is it really BRT? According to some, the lack of dedicated transit lanes is a deal breaker. But saying upgraded bus route or high performance transit just doesn't have the same ring to it. The service itself is really easy to use. Its branding on both the vehicles and the stops make knowing where to catch it really easy. The near-level boarding really speeds up the loading of passengers of all abilities and makes bringing on bicycles a breeze. The STA fare system, besides the QR code-based eConnect cards, is also fantastic. Fare is $2 for adults and can be paid with cash by tapping pretty much any debit or credit card or by using the physical or eConnect cards. It's a breeze. The best part is that they have fare capping, so as long as you pay with the same card each time, you'll never pay more than $4 a day or $60 a month. What a phenomenal deal. The frequencies are pretty great, and that is truly what makes this rapid. With much of the STA operating on 30 to 60 minute frequencies, the City Line bucks that trend. With peak time frequencies of 7.5 minutes, the average wait time is less than 4, and about 5 for much of the day. Frequency is freedom. The routing is great and hits up so many key destinations from residential areas like Browne's Addition to institutional uses in the University District to the employment and recreational draws of downtown. The City Line is poised to help provide efficient transport to the growing core of the city. In 2025, Route 1, the City Line, had an average weekday ridership of 2,426. A bit on the low end, but as of May 2026, Spokane Transit Authority is hitting record ridership numbers not seen in over a decade, so I expect this number to be higher now. Now, to the ranking. The City Line is a large asset to the city, even if it technically wouldn't be considered a true bus rapid transit line. As a tourist visiting the city, it goes to many of the places that I wanted to go. For locals from the north or the south ends of the city, it may require a transfer, but with those pretty good frequencies, it makes those waits minimal. The near-level boarding pairs well with the city's growing bike network as well. Is it perfect? No, but it seems to work well in a city like Spokane. So well that they will be upgrading Route 25 to a similar format, except with transit lanes this time. I'm excited to see how this high-capacity network evolves. So for that, I give it a B tier. Oh my, I never get tired of seeing these double-deckers.